preventive. Tunaona kwamba tutatumia pesa mingi kununua dawa.
Tunaposherehekea siku ya Mashujaa, ningependa kuambia wasisi wote waendelee na hiyo kazi nzuri wanafanya. Mama na hata watu wa kijiji, hasa kwa usafi na katika hali inafaa kama wananchi wa kawaida.
Ile kitu ambayo ningependa kwanza ningeshukuru serikali kwa mkono ambao wanachukua sasa. Kuzuia ni mzuri kuliko kuponya.
If they are Mashujaas of the year, it's community health promoters. You know, we are not volunteers, we are promoters. Help to our president. Wherever you are, we say we salute you.
Na pia tuweze kuweka kitu kingine kwa runinga, wanaendelea kuingia bado. And at this point, allow me to also recognize His Excellency Tete Antonio, the Minister of Foreign Affairs for Angola, who is representing His Excellency the President, João Manuel Lourenço, President of the Republic of Angola. Together with his delegation, we recognize you and appreciate that you've honored us with your presence. Studio, naomba tuweke pia kitu kingine kwa runinga. Wananchi wanaendelea kuingia. Wananchi ni waombe tuingie tu kwa utaratibu, sote tutaruhusiwa tuingie.
Muraguri. Nilianza hii kazi kutoka mwaka wa 2003. Miaka hiyo 20 nimefanya hiyo kazi. Kwangu nafurahia kwa sababu naifanya na roho yangu yote. Hii exercise nafanya registration, naona ni muhimu kwa sababu serikali yetu ni watu wangapi wako na diabetes, ni wangapi wako na hypertension, ni watoto wangapi wamezaliwa, ni watoto ni wazee wangapi wako over 70 years. Hiyo statistics itasaidia serikali kwa chochote inataka kufanyia. Toka hiyo miaka tunafanya hii kazi ya community voters, tulikuwa tunaandika kwa unaandika saa ingine karatasi inapotea, unakuja kwa mkeo unamtisha ingine, unakuja unajaza. Sasa unakuja unalitisha information ndio upeleka kwake, hata kwake inaweza potea. Sasa hii technology chochote umeweka hapa haitapotea. So we say kwa kwetu na kwa serikali, unaona information iko hapa, sio yako na yake, lakini kwa hizimu yangu hakuna mtu anaweza ingia, sababu nikipa submit na submit kwa PSU. Akitaka kujua area yangu ni watu wangapi wako na disability, anaenda kwa system. Hata niuliza, akitaka kujua ni watoto wangapi wamezaliwa, anaenda kwa system. Hata president mwenyewe akitaka kujua mambo yote atakuja hapa, akiklik tu atapata information yote. Na tushukuru serikali kwa kutupatia hii. Tumechoka na kuandika, sasa kutupatia hii inaoneshana sasa tumeenda digital sisi wote. Afya yako jukumu langu, mimi ni shujaa.
Asanteni sana wananchi kwa kuingia kwa utaratibu. Na sasa Mheshimiwa Rais, naomba uniruhusu niweze kumwalika gavana wa eneo gatuzi la Kericho atatukaribisha, na akimaliza amwalike naibu wa rais. Tumpigie makofi Gavana Dr. Eric Mutai.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, His Excellency, the Deputy President, His Excellency Rigathi, Her Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, Rigathi Dorcas, the speakers of the two houses, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a pleasure this morning to welcome all of us to Kericho County. Indeed, if there is one single honor you have demonstrated to the people of Kericho, is your choice to have this state event in Kericho County. And on behalf of the great people of Kericho, we wish to say thank you, na kwa niaba yao tunasema asante sana. Secondly, Your Excellency, we wish also to indicate that as we celebrate this very important occasion, as the county government of Kericho, we have 1,600 community health promoters. With the program you have put in place, we are committed as counties to ensure that we commit 50% in our budget to match what the national government is providing us, so that we are able to give stipend to the community health promoters. Secondly, Your Excellency, as Kericho County, we want to say thank you because of the great infrastructural development that has taken place in our county. Just to mention, the other day, we were able to launch the ICU at Kapkatet, which was equipped by your government. We were also able to launch our basic oncology center in Kericho to handle matters cancer through the support again from your government. And we want to say thank you for the same. We also want to appreciate the great infrastructural work that has taken place in Kericho town. And today, when we look at Kericho, we see a complete different town altogether. Out of that, Your Excellency, we commit as a county to move with your agenda of expanding Kericho town. I know that we have earmarked 1,000 acres for expansion, and already we are in the process of negotiating with the squatters so that Your Excellency will be able to get a new town of Kericho. We also look forward, Your Excellency, towards the completion of the airport. Today, I am a proud governor on behalf of this great hustlers of Kericho, that you are able also to land at Karenga Stadium, which is historical in itself and will remain in our hearts. As Kenyans would say, today we can sleep with our shoes tonight, because we never imagine we can have landing in the airspace around. Our request is for station towards completion on the same. Lastly, Your Excellency, towards achieving the healthcare and towards accessible healthcare, already we have upgraded level 4 to level 5. Our ask, and I know you know these things, Your Excellency, because these things you initiated when you were minister and when you were deputy president. And this includes the constructions of the proposed level 6 for the South Rift, which I know is your agenda. This also includes the completion of Londiani Masaida Dam, and this also includes the Poster Dam, which I know in your agenda, and I don't want to elaborate on that because it is within your agenda and because you know this county, and as a father of this nation, you are familiar with the desires of our hearts in this region. Lastly, we want to say thank you for this stadium. Today we have a very beautiful stadium, and as a county we are saying thank you. Out of this, again, Your Excellency, we invite Your Grace to also consider what you began and what you have always dreamed for, the completion and the construction of Kapkatet Stadium, which is an historical ground for us. Basically, Kericho is a home of heroes, as I conclude. The first athlete to conquer the track is none other Kiblimo Rugut, who hails from this county and the son of this county. Your choice to celebrate the universal health coverage is well informed, because the word Kericho, when you remove this, when you have the prefix of it, Kerich means Kerichek, which means medicine in our language. And so your choice of Kericho is well informed because it's a county of medicine. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, let me take this humble opportunity to welcome His Excellency the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, to come and address the people who are here today.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Foreign Affairs Minister from the Republic of Angola, Ambassador Tete Antonio, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Wetangula, the Speaker of the Amason Jeffa Kingi, Your Ladyship, the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, Lady Chief Justice Martha Koome, our host Governor Eric Mutai, Excellencies Governors present, Excellencies Ambassadors, High Commissioners, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, all other leaders, na wananchi wa Kericho, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. God is good, and all the time. Salimieni kwa hewa. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe tena. Your Excellency, I seek your indulgence, if you allow me, before I welcome you to address the nation with tremendous respect, to request our visitor, Ambassador Antonio Tete, from the Republic of Angola, to come and greet the people of Kenya and say a few words. Ambassador.
I'll try to speak the small Swahili I just learned. Ndugu na dada wa Kenya, hamjambo. And happy Mashujaa Day to everyone. Mr. President, First Lady, Vice President, Prime Minister, Ministers, Speakers of the two houses, dear colleagues here present, my brothers and sisters, on behalf of President João Lourenço, I would first like to convey his apologies. He would have loved to be here, but for foreseen reasons, he couldn't make it to Kericho. But he sent you a very warm greeting, thanking again for the warm reception we always have been granted in whenever we come to Kenya. Mr. President, it is very emotional for the Angolan people to be here, especially on a such day of Heroes Day, because those are the same heroes who also are not only Kenyan heroes, but they are also African heroes and Angolan heroes. Many maybe would remember how the struggle for independence of Angola benefited from the revolution of Kenya. Think of the Mau Mau and others. And you may remember that under the leadership of President Jomo Kenyatta, the three Angolan liberation movements came to Mombasa, and lastly met on June 21st, 1975 in Nakuru, where an agreement was signed, which was very significant to lead Angola to the independence in November the same year. So we will never have enough words to thank the Kenyan people for contributing not only to our freedom, but also for consolidating, helping the Angolan people to consolidate our independence. Today, Mr. President, the nature of the struggles are over. We have the struggle for development. We have the struggle for peaceful environment. We have the struggle for peace in our countries and in our region. And here again, Kenya has been at the front line and collaborating with Angola in many of those areas. Mr. President, I think we are starting a new dawn in the relationship between Angola and Kenya. Just imagine, I just spoke about 1975, but we are having the very first official visit of an Angolan president to Kenya. And we held yesterday with my brother, the Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs, the very first joint commission to look at the areas of cooperation. Because until we make it to build our continent together, we fly together or we sink together. But we didn't choose to sink, so we are going definitely to fly higher and higher. Mr. President, thank you again for giving us the opportunity to greet our sisters and brothers from Kenya, and thanking you all for associating to this very important day, which the same day we celebrate in Angola on 17 September, the Heroes' Day. So we are very, very honored to be here. We all hope, we wish you afya bora to everyone. Thank you. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Your Excellency, the 60th Mashujaa Day is one of the most important occasions in our history. We celebrate the day from Kericho County, one of the most active and colonial hotspots in the country, whose people were stripped of their right to land. We join the people of this county and other Kenyans in celebrating the gallant men and women who put their lives on the line to attain our freedom and restore our dignity. Your Excellency, we celebrate these men and women because they believed in the power of Africans in defining their destiny in socio-economic transformation. Kiongozi wetu, leo ni siku yako. Mimi nilikuwa hapa siku ya Jumatatu na nikapata nafasi ya kuongea na watu ya Kericho. Na kwa sababu wao walikuwa ng'ambo, mimi ndio nilikuwa nawika hapa. Sasa wewe huko, mimi sina sauti. Na kwa hivyo nichukue nafasi hii kwa sababu nimefika hapa kusema rais wetu, ulipoamua ya kwamba Mashujaa Day italetwa hapa Kericho, mimi nilifurahi sana. Na rais, wewe na hii watu wa Kericho wanajua ni kwa nini. Na niseme watu ya Kericho, hatutachoka, rais na mimi na timu yetu, kusema asanti kwa maombi yenu na vile mlituunga mkono tukapata nafasi ya uongozi. Watu ya Kericho, asanteni sana. Pia kabla nimwalike rais, pia nipongeze watu ya Kericho kwa sababu mlitupatia kiongozi chupavu, leader of the majority in the Senate, the Honorable Aaron Cheriot, ambaye anatusaidia pale na rais, na hata zile sheria rais ameidhinisha jana, yeye na viongozi wa Senate walichangia kiwango kikubwa. Kwa hivyo lazima tuseme asante kwa huo kiongozi mlitupatia. Bila kuongea mengi, ningeuliza hizi nyote msimame munisaidie kwa shangwe na vigelegele kumkaribisha rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Mr. President, you are most welcome to address the nation.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Deputy President. Tafadhali mnaweza keti chini. Kericho, hamjambo? Our guest, my friend Tete Antonio, Minister for Foreign Affairs, who is representing my brother, the President of Angola, who is in Kenya as we talk. And he will be having a state visit tomorrow. Fellow leaders, the great people of Kericho, distinguished Kenyans, members of the diplomatic corps, guests, ladies and gentlemen, watu wa Kericho, hamjambo tena. Kericho, hamjambo. Kericho chamge. Omune. Kericho, Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hebu mnisalimie hewani nione hivi watu wa Kericho. Asanteni sana. Mashujaa Day is a celebration of the power of individuals to change the course of history and the destiny of a nation. It is a reminder that nations are driven forward and changed by individuals, ordinary men and women who believe they can make a difference and who believe they can change the status quo. The status quo in 1963 was a colonial state, the denial of basic freedoms and dignity. Deep inside many individuals then, they believed change was necessary and they took action. Individuals' belief resulted in action and ultimate progress that made us the people we are today, an independent, democratic, progressive nation. Today, the status quo is a hunger for socio-economic transformation, one that most of us feel is long overdue, and we are rightfully so. The need for heroism is as urgent as it was in pre-independence Kenya. The power of individual action is still as powerful today as it was then. Our heroes today are on the farms, the markets, in factories, in offices, in construction sites, and in many other places. Our heroes are using their creativity to create content and shape culture. They are playing on fields, running on tracks, and working across many other fields. Every day, when we do our best, when we deploy our diligence, intellect, passion, creativity, hard work, and the sense of purpose, every day that we believe we can make a difference, we are changing our country. This is our call to Mashujaa, to the best of us, to be the best of us every day, and to move our nation forward. This is why we are focused on empowering Kenyans to be at their best on diverse fields by democratizing and innovating government services to ensure that we give as many Kenyans as possible the opportunity to be their best so that they can move our country, our nation forward into a destiny that we all share as a people. The Constitution guarantees Kenyans the right to the highest standards of health. Since independence, successive governments have made efforts in guaranteeing access to quality and affordable health care for Kenyans, but with limited success. There have been several attempts and efforts to achieve universal health coverage, one in 2003, in 2013, and in 2018. However, these efforts were met with little success. It is for this reason that the government of Kenya identified healthcare delivery as one of the core pillars of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. In the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, we made several commitments towards the delivery of universal health coverage. These include the provision of a fully public financed primary health care, the installation of a digital health management information system, and the setting up of a fund for improving healthcare facilities across Kenya. Other commitments were the setting up of an emergency medical treatment fund, the establishment of a national insurance fund that covers all Kenyans, and the availability of medical staff who would deliver on this great universal health coverage that has been in the works for a long time. The government has instituted a paradigm shift to preventive and promotive health rather than where we've been at curative health. This approach also makes economic sense. Community health reports state that for every 1 shilling invested in community health, 9 shillings and 40 cents are realized in economic and social gains in our society. In our plan, delivery of primary health services at community level will start with community health promoters, and we are very proud that they are represented in large numbers today in this very important Mashujaa Day. The work of the promoters will include basic preventive and promotive health, health education, basic first aid for the treatment of minor injuries and ailments at household level, and referral for facility-based healthcare. Each community health promoter is allocated 100 homes within their neighborhoods, and this will happen countrywide. Considering the pivotal role played by community health in attainment of universal health coverage, the long-term financial viability and sustainability of community health is contingent on enhanced domestic resources for health. The national government is working closely with our county governments to strengthen the delivery of community health services through the payment of stipends for the 100,000 community health promoters. This will be done on a margin basis, 50% contributed by the national government and 50% contributed by the county governments. The national government has already allocated Kenya shillings 3 billion annually for payment of these stipends, and it is my belief that counties will match up this fund so that we can enable these great heroes of our time to help us on the delivery of community health at the household level. It is worth noting that as of today, over 1 million households in 10 counties have been visited already by community health promoters, overt services, and their data captured in the Afya Nyumbani dashboard. And this is a significant major achievement, as this dashboard is not only available to the Ministry of Health, it is also available in my office. We also agreed to provide the 100,000 community health promoters with kits, which contain basic equipment for household health screening, medicines and supplies used for service provision at the household level. And as you can see today, every community health promoter here present, each one of them has a health promoter's kit. And that is the case with 100,000 community promoters everywhere in the Republic of Kenya. Quality community health data is essential for the planning, resource allocation, and monitoring of progress towards universal health coverage. The government is committed to delivering on the digital health agenda, starting from the community level. The electronic community health information system, which is live and being used by the promoters across the country, is a simple and user-friendly mobile health device being used, and its application will be used to collect real-time, accurate household data. It will also initiate planning for health service delivery and provide linkage to health facilities. Along the CHP kit, the government has provided additionally 110,000 smartphones for use by the promoters and community health assistants. The shift from curative to preventive health will further be strengthened by the promotive services provided by community health promoters at the household units and integration of preventive services at the primary health care level. These services will include screening for hypertension, diabetes, and high conditions, offer the necessary health education on water and sanitation, nutrition, and provide community rehabilitation services, among others. These services will be provided through multidisciplinary teams that will be established at the level of the primary care networks. To strengthen the legal basis for health financing, health service provision, and achievement of UHC, 4 new health laws, which I signed into law yesterday, have been enacted. These are the Community Health Insurance Act 2023, Primary Health Care Act 2023, Facility Improvement Act 2023, and Digital Health Act 2023. Health insurance coverage in Kenya is generally low at about 26%, with those at the bottom of the economic pyramid having the least coverage at only 5%. Many Kenyans incur catastrophic expenditure from out-of-pocket healthcare payments, while many more do not seek care at all when they fall ill because they simply cannot afford it. Over the last decade, several measures have been put in place to enhance the capacity of the National Hospital Insurance Fund to effectively deliver on its mandate. While these reforms and the initiatives therein have yielded significant progress, several gains and several gaps remain. Recent analyses show that, among others, the NHIF operates as a passive rather than a strategic purchaser of healthcare. It is plagued by inefficiency and governance challenges and is potentially, unless addressed, financially unsustainable. It is against this backdrop that the government proposes a paradigm shift in the provision of social health insurance. In the new Social Health Insurance Act 2023 that provides for formation of a social health authority, which will repeal the current National Hospital Insurance Fund Act 1998. In our plan, I promise a fully publicly financed primary health care system, an emergency care fund, and a health insurance fund that will cover all Kenyans. This promise is delivered through the enactment of the new Social Health Insurance Act, which, among others, establishes the publicly financed primary health care fund, a fully publicly financed chronic and emergency and critical illness fund, and the social health insurance fund, and access to health care from now henceforth will no longer be based on ability to pay. It will be based on the health needs of every Kenyan. We are implementing a per household payment system where a flat rate applies to everyone regardless of their income. Consider this, for example. Previously, an individual earning 10,000 had to pay Kenya shillings 500 for NHIF, a hefty 5% of their earnings. On the other hand, those with a salary of 100,000 or more contributed 1,700, a mere 1.7% of their income. Astonishingly, even someone with monthly income of Kenya shillings 1 million, like William Ruto, the president, paid the same amount of 1,700, which translates to a paltry 0.17% of their substantial earnings. This bizarre setup meant that low-income earners, mamambogas, and bodabodas were effectively subsidizing high-income earners like myself. The Social Insurance Fund corrects this anomaly and makes sure that every citizen pays for health a percentage of their income, an equal percentage of their income, so that we can equalize the fortunes of every citizen with respect to access to health. The Social Health Insurance Fund also signifies a shift to increased use of domestic resources for health financing and a sustainable approach, especially at a time when resources from donors and development partners are dwindling. The healthcare system in Kenya is largely focused on curative services at the expense of preventive and promotive services. This has occasioned inequity in financing, which has disadvantaged primary healthcare uptake and promotion. The government's mission is to build a progressive, responsive, and sustainable healthcare system for accelerated attainment of the highest standard of health for all Kenyans. The funds allocated to public health facilities have substantially reduced over the years, as they are directed to the county revenue fund and are rarely reinvested into the facilities. The lack of autonomy in public health facility management and financial control has led to increasing fragmentation, poor service delivery, deteriorating health outcomes, reduced efficiency, access, equity, financial risk protection, and also insignificant transparency and accountability. The Facility Improvement Financing Act corrects this situation and aims to structure the process and guide the counties on how to provide for retention, management, and use of revenue derived from health-related services rendered at public health facilities. The Act seeks to ensure a unified approach for health facility finance and management autonomy, where public health facilities are able to retain their funds and have autonomy to operate their facilities based on their priorities. This will improve availability of resources at the facility to provide adequate and equitable quality health services increase efficiency, and thus improve health outcomes for all Kenyans. Kenya has made significant strides towards digital transformation, with many sectors leveraging on technology to enhance implementation of digital products and services. The health sector has made steady progress in digital technology transformation through implementation of digital solutions to manage and share and use data. However, the adoption of technology has been uncoordinated and characterized by fragmented implementation, with health sector actors not adhering to basic digital health standards, guidelines, recommendations, and digital development principles. These technologies have affected how health data is managed, resulting in multiple systems that have limited ability to exchange data. The Kenya Kwanza Manifesto identifies digitization as a pillar for the health sector to achieve universal health coverage. Accordingly, the Digital Health Act provides the legal basis for the development of a comprehensive and integrated health information system. These systems will enable end-to-end visibility of health processes and seamless sharing and portability of information that will enhance health service delivery and improve efficient use of resources. The enactment and implementation of the Act and the digitization agenda will deliver on the promise to integrate ICT to enhance telemedicine and health management information systems. Apart from the 4 laws, the Ministry of Health has put in place various policies and strategies to actualize strengthening of local manufacturing of health products and technologies, to have at least 50% of medicines on the Kenya Essential Medical List produced locally, ensuring procurement mechanisms guarantee value for money and provide advantage of economies of scale. Our mission is clear: to build a healthcare sector that is a shining example to the world, with healthcare workers in the right numbers who are motivated, well supported, and inspired to deliver their best. Together, we will ensure that every Kenyan has access to quality health services when they need it, regardless of their background or financial circumstances. I acknowledge the Ministry of Health, Safaricom, the World Health Organization, UNICEF, UN Program on HIV/AIDS, and United Nations Population Fund, the Danish International Development Agency, the United States government, the World Bank, Children Investment Fund Foundation, Academic Model Providing Access to Healthcare, Medic Mobile, U.S. President's Emergency for AIDS Relief, and AMREF Kenya, among others, for their immense support. I request that we clap for these great partners of our healthcare delivery system. Kenyans have deliberately rejected ideas and programs that limit our productivity, waste our resources, and delay our takeoff. This is why our focus on effectively lowering the cost of living is based on increased agricultural productivity and expanding land and other resources for production. We have rolled out an agricultural support program that has provided farmers with access to fertilizer, affordable credit, and extension services. By end of July, we had distributed 3.5 million bags of region-specific crop fertilizers in 41 counties to registered farmers, working with county governments for last mile delivery. For the first time in Kenya, fertilizer was distributed on the basis of acreage and the crops that farmers produce via a digital e-voucher platform. The results of this program are evident across Kenya. We have placed over 200,000 acres under cultivation, which is more than last year. We are looking forward to a bountiful 44 million bags from the long rain season and 61 million bags overall for both seasons, marking an impressive increase of over 40% in relation to last year. Fertilizer support for the short range crop is now available at National Cereals and Produce Board depots for regions that planned in this season, including central Kenya, eastern and western parts of the country. I urge all unregistered farmers to use this opportunity to register so that they can benefit from the support of fertilizer for all their crops, whether it is tea, coffee, sugarcane, macadamia, avocados, and all the other crops that are engaged with our farmers. To reduce our national edible oil import bill, which currently stands at $1 billion annually, the government is supporting sunflower cultivation by distributing 600 metric tons of seed to farmers in partnership with counties in eastern, western Nyanza regions during these short rains. It is important that we are working with counties on other oil crops to deliberately reduce our import bill on oil and edible oil requirements for our country. When we came into office in September last year, only 320 government services were available online. Today, there are more than 13,000 services, and we expect to onboard all services by the end of this year. This has increased efficiency. This has increased efficiency in service delivery, revenue collection, and enhanced accountability of government services and revenues. The government is currently rolling out the last mile 100-kilometer of fiber optic infrastructure throughout the country to improve health facilities, improve schools, judiciary offices in far-flung areas, and other public institutions. We are also concurrently setting up 25,000 Wi-Fi hotspots targeting fresh produce markets, bus parks, and other public spaces. We are also working with members of parliament in the setup of 1,450 ICT hubs in every ward in Kenya. And I am happy that the National Assembly has aligned the National Government Constituency Development Fund Act to actualize this strategic intent. Our goal is to spur e-commerce, the creative arts, and the digital economy, the frontier of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. We continue to make significant progress in our education sector. Immediately after assuming office last year, we ended months of uncertainty by resolving that junior schools be domiciled in our primary school setup. We have reduced the teacher shortage by hiring more teachers. In the last 1 year, the Teacher Service Commission has recruited 56,000 teachers, which is half of the required number or half of the shortage that we have. This is the highest recruitment in the history of the Commission in 1 year and the largest such exercise in Kenya's history. We intend to close the gap on teacher shortage in the coming 2 years. Further, in keeping with government's policy to equip Kenyan youth with practical skills and competencies, we are working with our TVETs to ensure that another 2,000 TVET college tutors are hired to support our TVET education that has increased from 90,000 8 years ago to 350,000 currently. I am also happy to note that we have concluded with the government of China the supply of equipment for another 70 technical training colleges in Kenya that will ensure that more young people have access to gadgets and tools that will improve their acquisition of knowledge and skills to be able to be job ready as we march forward into the future. In a transformative shift, we unveiled a new funding model for higher education and technical and vocational training that guarantees needy students free college studies. The funding comprises government scholarship, government loans and bursaries, and household support. Through this model, we have raised the funding per student by 40%, and we have now eliminated the tragic situation of many of our universities that were steeped in huge debts because of underfunding that had become the norm. Housing is a revolutionary agenda that will have an extensive impact across the economy. At scale, the affordable housing program will create jobs for our young people, expand the manufacturing of construction products and materials, and enhance economic activity across many sectors. The construction of 46,792 units is already underway, and another 40,000 units are ready to commence construction in the next few days. Architects, engineers, quantity surveyors, masons, electricians, plumbers, transporters, steel factory workers, cement factory workers, and hardware merchants will be engaged in this transformative construction housing enterprise to construct 200,000 housing units annually. The construction of one unit, for the record, creates between 3 and 5 jobs directly and 5 to 8 jobs indirectly. More jobs will be created with the formalization of the Jua Kali clusters that will provide products such as doors, windows, and hinges for this program. I stand before the people of Kenya to express my pride and admiration for all Kenyans who have risen up to the challenge of the moment, seized opportunities that came up as we deliver our commitments and implemented the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This enterprising ethos, the hustling spirit, and the motivation to do your part in making this country move forward is all, and it is heroic. Therefore, let us dedicate ourselves to nation-building endeavors assured that as long as we are implementing the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, your government stands with you and will walk the road of growth and development with every Kenyan until we accomplish our purpose and fulfill our mission. Wacha niseme hivi kwa Kiswahili. Leo tumetumia Mashujaa Day ya mwaka huu kwa jambo la muhimu sana ambayo inahusu Wakenya wote. Jambo la afya. Vile nimewaeleza, tumekuwa tukitafuta mbinu, jinsi na namna ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba afya inamfikia kila Mkenya na afya isiwafikie wale wako na uwezo peke yao, lakini ifikie kila Mkenya, kwa sababu maisha ya kila Mkenya ni ya muhimu kwa Wakenya wote. Na ndio tumesema tunabadilisha sheria. Jana niliweka sahihi sheria 4 mpya ambayo itatumika kuendesha mambo ya afya ambayo itafikia Wakenya wote katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tunaanza na hawa community health promoters. Hawa mashujaa wamekuwa wakifanya kazi ya afya kama volunteers kwa miaka nyingi. Na ndio tumesema tukienda mbele, kwa sababu hawa community health promoters wamefanya kazi ya muhimu, sasa tutawapatia vifaa. Jambo la pili, tutahakikisha ya kwamba watapata malipo kwa kazi mzuri wanayofanya kwa afya katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na jambo la pili, sheria mpya ambayo tumetengeneza itaturuhusu na itatupatia nafasi sote kama Wakenya kuchangia kwa mambo ya afya. Nataka niwaeleze ndugu wa Kenya mambo matatu ya muhimu kwa hii mfumo mpya ya afya ambayo tunazundua leo. Ya kwanza, pale katika level 1, 2 and 3 dispensary na health center, kila Mkenya atapatiwa matibabu bila malipo yeyote. Na gharama ya matibabu katika level 1, 2 and 3, gharama yake italipiwa na serikali ya Kenya kupitia kwa ile fund ya primary health. Jambo la pili, pale katika dispensary yako ya nyumbani na katika health center yako ya nyumbani, sasa Wakenya watajumuishwa katika usimamizi wa ile facility. Nyinyi katika kijiji yenu, katika mtaa wenu, nyinyi mtakuwa na kamati ya kushughulikia mambo ya afya katika dispensary yenu, katika health center yenu. Ndio kama hakuna dawa, nyinyi wenyewe mutashughulika, mjue na mtupatie habari ya kwamba hakuna dawa katika hii hospitali, ndio Wakenya waweze kupata nafasi ya kupata afya katika mahali karibu pale nyumbani. Kwa sasa Wakenya wengi wanaenda kwenye hospitali yenye iko mbali kwa sababu ile dispensary iko hapo karibu haina dawa, haina wauguzi na haina service. Na ndio tunasema hivi, sheria yetu ya pili ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba kila facility, kila hospitali, kila dispensary, kila health center watakuwa na pesa zao, na pesa ya facility yenu haitapelekwa katika facility ingine na haitapelekwa kufanya kazi ingine yoyote. Itatumika katika hiyo facility yenu. Ili pesa ambayo imewekwa katika budget ya facility yenu ya nyumbani, nyinyi wenyewe kama wananchi mkisimamia na wauguzi, na tumesema ya kwamba wananchi wenyewe wahusishwe, viongozi wa kanisa wahusishwe, viongozi wa serikali katika kiwango hiyo wahusishwe, na development partners pia watakuwa pale, na hata watu wa civil society wakuwe pale, ndio tuhakikishe ya kwamba hakuna wizi tena ya madawa katika mahospitali zetu, katika dispensaries zetu na katika health centers zetu. Vile vile wananchi wengi wakipata ajali, wakipata hali ya dharura, wakienda hospitali wanaambiwa wewe huna card, wewe huna uwezo wa kulipa. Sasa emergency, chronic illness na ajali zote, kila mwananchi atakubaliwa kutibiwa katika kila hospitali bila ya kuulizwa maswali, kwa sababu maisha ya kila mwananchi ni ya muhimu. Wananchi wengi wananiuliza kwamba wale hawana uwezo wa kulipa NHIF ama wa kulipa sasa ile card ambayo ni ya Social Insurance Fund itakuwaje? Wacha mimi nitangaze katika hafla hii ya kuzindua afya nyumbani kwamba kila mwananchi atalipa kulingana na mapato yake, na yule mwananchi ambaye hana uwezo, serikali ya Kenya itakulipia card ya hospitali. Kila Mkenya atakuwa na Social Insurance Fund card, na wewe utaenda hospitali na utatumia hiyo card, either umejilipia mwenyewe ama umelipiwa na serikali, ili uweze kupata matibabu katika level 4, level 5 and level 6. Kwa hivyo kila Mkenya, either utaenda katika level 1, 2 and 3 na upate matibabu bila malipo, ama uende level 3, level 4, 5 and 6 na utumie kadi yako kupata matibabu. Na kila Mkenya, ndio tumesema hakuna Mkenya ataachwa nyuma. Ile maneno ya zamani, wewe unaenda kwa facility ya hospitali unaambiwa kadi yako imefika mwisho. Sasa hii kadi ambayo tutawapatia haitakuwa na mwisho, kwa sababu maisha ya kila Mkenya ni ya muhimu. That card will make sure that if the limit is reached, then the chronic and illness fund will kick in and every Kenyan will be attended to. Hakuna Mkenya atafukuzwa hospitalini kwa sababu ya mambo ya malipo tena. Tunataka tuhakikishe kwamba kazi hiyo inafanyika. In conclusion, allow me to celebrate Kiprugut Chumo, the first Kenyan to win an Olympic medal, the first to win an Olympic medal by renaming this Kericho Green Stadium after him. I think he deserves it. Let me also say, for the people of Kericho, thank you very much kwa kutukaribisha katika mji wenu wa Kericho. Kwa niaba yangu, wacha mimi nirudie, kwa niaba yangu na sote tuliokuja hapa kuomba kura zenu, deputy wangu akiwa hapa, viongozi wale wengine wote wakiwa hapa, kwa watu wa Kericho tunawaambia asanteni sana kwa kura zenu. Watu wa Kericho, narudia, asanteni sana kwa kura zenu. Biga Kericho, kale hii, kale gongoi mising. Jambo la pili, hapa Kericho, mimi niliwaeleza pale mbele ya kwamba mji wa Kericho hauna ardhi ya kufanya extension. Hapa Kericho imesongamana sana. Hii Kericho town ni town ndogo kwa sababu hakuna expansion program. Mimi nataka nitangaze ya kwamba nitarudi hapa mwezi ujao, kwa sababu ile ardhi ekari 1000 ambayo ilikuwa na matatizo hapa, hiyo matatizo yote sasa tumetatua kama serikali ya Kenya, na sasa tutapata shamba ekari 1000 ya expansion development planning ya Kericho town, na wale wananchi wako pale tutawapanga katika mpango yetu ya affordable housing, ili kila Mkenya apate nafasi ya kusherehekea ushujaa wa taifa letu la Kenya. Vile vile nitarudi hapa hivi karibuni kwa mambo yenu ya hospitali, mambo yenu ya damu, kwa sababu haya ni mambo yako katika mipango yetu. We also celebrate Mzee Samuel Kipsoi Ngetich Chepsetion. I know you know him. An incredible entrepreneur who exemplifies the bottom-up story. A class 3 dropout, he pulled himself up through sheer determination to set up the Kipchimchim group of companies whose interests span various industries and employ thousands of Kenyans. Before his untimely death recently, he was working on West Valley Sugar Company that began milling operations last week. Fare thee well, Mzee Samuel Kipsoi Ngetich Chepsetion. You are a great inspiration to many young Kenyans and many citizens of our country, that it is possible to rise up from humble beginnings and make a mark in the Republic of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much, na nataka niwaulize Wakenya wote mahali popote walipo leo, na niwahakikishie Wakenya wa taifa letu la Kenya ya kwamba nia yetu ni kuunganisha wananchi wote wa taifa letu la Kenya, na niwahakikishie Wakenya kutoka jamii zote, kutoka kaunti zote, kutoka pembe zote za Kenya ya kwamba hakuna Mkenya atabaguliwa na serikali ya Kenya kwa misingi ya kabila, dini ama siasa. Sisi ni ndugu moja wa taifa moja, with a common destiny as a people of Kenya. Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba jukumu letu, mbali na kuunganisha Wakenya, ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunabadilisha taifa letu kwa miradi na mipango ya maendeleo. Nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba sote tutaungana, tutafanya kazi kwa pamoja. Na wauliza ndugu zangu wa Kenya, kila mmoja wetu, ile kazi unafanya, ujue ya kwamba hiyo kazi unafanya, usihesabu ni kazi ndogo, usihesabu ni biashara ndogo, usihesabu ni mchango mdogo. Kila mmoja wetu, kwa yale yote mnafanya, ujue unachangia katika kubadilisha na kupeleka taifa letu la Kenya mbele. Na tutafanya yale yote yanawezekana kama serikali ya Kenya kuwashika mikono nyinyi mnaofanya bidii, mnaoamka mapema kuchangia katika kufanya kazi na kuendesha taifa letu la Kenya mbele. Nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba sitarudi nyuma, sitafanya chochote ambayo itazuia Mkenya mwenzetu kufikia atma yake ama kufikia malengo yake. Nia ya serikali yetu, nia ya serikali ya Kenya, mpango ya serikali ya Kenya ni kumwezesha kila mwananchi awe bora kuliko alivyo sasa, muweze kuchangia katika kubadilisha taifa letu la Kenya, katika mahali mnafanya kazini, ile biashara mnafanya, yale yote mnafanya katika sehemu mbalimbali. Na mimi vile vile nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba nitahakikisha ya kwamba pesa zenu mnazolipa kwa ushuru, kwa jasho lenu, pesa zenu ambazo tunakusanya katika kaunti zetu kwa levies, kwa taxes na kwa njia zingine zote, pesa zenu zitatumika kwa njia inayofaa, haitafujwa, haitaibiwa, wafisadi hawatanyemelea. Na tayari nimetangaza katika taifa letu la Kenya, na mtaona mambo hivi karibuni, ya kwamba wale wote wanahusika na kuiba pesa ya Wakenya na mambo ya ukora, mambo yao ni matatu, na nyinyi mnajua vile nimesema. Kwa hivyo I want to guarantee every citizen of the Republic of Kenya that we will hold your hand as you make your contribution in whatever you are doing, in a small way, in a big way, as a casual worker, as a permanent and pensionable worker, as a worker on contract, as a person waking up early and sleeping late, in driving the wheels of our economy, in pushing the destiny of our country in the right direction, that you have my support, you have the support of the government of Kenya, and we are going to work together towards building one united, democratic, indivisible Kenya. Na mimi nawauliza jameni, tuungane katika kazi hiyo. Mungu awabariki sana. God bless you and God bless our country Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Basi niombe kwa heshima sote tuweze kusimama kwa wimbo wa taifa na wimbo wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki, na wale ambao wamevalia kofia zisizo rasmi tuweze kuzivua kwa heshima. Basi nimlete mwenzangu aweze kutupa itifaki ya kufumukana mali hapa. Kwako Gitone.
Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa ruhusa yako nitaomba tukubaliwe kuondoka kwa itifaki. Wananchi tuwe watulivu ili tuweze kuwapisha viongozi wetu kuondoka. Nafasi hii nitaomba nimwalike Mheshimiwa Rais Daktari William Samoei Ruto, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na Amiri Jeshi Mkuu wa Majeshi ya Ulinzi, pamoja na Mama Taifa Mama Rachel Ruto, wakisindikishwa na Mkuu wa Majeshi ya Ulinzi, waweze kuondoka kwenye jukwaa. Welcome, Your Excellency. Viongozi wale wengine nitaomba kutulia ili magari yao yanavyoingia tuweze kuwaalika kuondoka. Kwa sasa Mheshimiwa Daktari William Samoei Ruto, rais wetu, mama taifa wataondoka kwa sasa. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kutuongoza katika sherehe siku ya leo.